Welcome to this new video. In this video I would like to talk to you about the materials we are going to use to ride La Marmotte 2021. Like we confessed in the previous video, we never rode in the Alps before, so it will be new for us. And what kind of materials do we need? We also confess that we're fairly new to cycling, so if you have any tips, life hacks or shortcuts, please let us know in the comments so we can hopefully benefit from your tips. Marley and I both had a pretty decent cube bike. Mine had an Ultegra group set and Marley's had a Shimano 105 group set. They were decent but nothing fancy, and since we became really passionate about cycling last year, we wanted to upgrade our bikes. After doing a lot of research, we both fell in love with the aesthetics of the Canyon bikes. We wanted to buy new bikes, but as you might know, it's pretty difficult to find a new bike these days. We knew we wanted some things on our new bike. We wanted disc brakes, we wanted a carbon frame, we wanted a power meter, and we wanted electronic shifting. So when we put all those things together, we could narrow down our search, but it was still pretty difficult to find the perfect bike for us. Because it's a huge investment, we wanted to know that our bike was good enough and good for us, good for our body, and good for the way we sit on a bike. So we both did a bike fit at Pedaalkracht in Nijmegen in the Netherlands. And from that initial bike fit, we got a short list of around 10 bikes that would be good for us. On that list, there were different brands like Focus, Cervelo, BMC, Specialized, Canyon, and other brands. We fell in love with the aesthetics of the Canyon bikes, so we decided we wanted to go for Canyon. But due to the fact that it's pretty hard to find a bike, we had to wait for it for quite some time. Luckily, we found a bike for Marley that was on the Canyon website. All the new Ultimates were expected somewhere in the maybe spring or even summer, but all of a sudden there was one Canyon Ultimate in size medium that was available, so we immediately bought it. And I would like to show you some B-roll of Marley's bike.
So that's a nice looking bike, right? It's a Canyon Ultimate CFSLX 8.0 E-Tap. It's only 7.4 kilograms, using SRAM Force E-Tap, electronic shifting. Really happy with that upgrade. And I have a SRAM Force D1 power meter with it, so now I'm able to train with a power meter. It's something I really love. The wheels are DT Swiss 1400 die-cut wheels. With a height of 50 millimeters. They're really nice looking wheels, they're pretty light. And there's only one thing I noticed about these wheels, and that's when it's really windy. And it was quite windy the last couple of days. When the wind is really strong, the wheels or the bike feels a little bit wobbly, and I'm looking for a solution because I don't think that will feel really nice and comfortable when I'm descending during La Marmotte. So maybe you guys can help me out and send me some tips about the perfect climbing wheels or wheels for riding the mountains. Hope you can help me.
Well, let's talk about my bike. I'm a huge fan of the aero bike aesthetic. I love the S-Works Venge, I love the Canyon Aeroad, I love the Cannondale aero bike. But the Aeroad, as seen with Mathieu van der Poel, it's a really, really neat looking bike. The bike was announced in, I think, September or October of 2020, and it was almost immediately sold out. So I had to wait for it for quite some time, and at the beginning of January, I was able to get my hands on one. I bought it, and within 2 days, it was there. It was absolutely one of the best bike days, new bike days I had. It's an Aeroed CF SLX, 7.8 kilograms, SRAM ETAP electronic shifting, with the ZIP 404 Firecrest wheels with a height of 60 millimeters. And the power meter is a SRAM red power meter, and it's installed inside the crank, and it absolutely looks amazing. I'm so happy with this bike. You might have heard the news that Canyon warned us about some problems. First of all, there's a problem with the seat post. There are people complaining about extensive wear on their seat post. Luckily, I haven't had it. I have ridden around 1500 kilometers with it, and my seat post still looks absolutely fine. But there is an even bigger problem, and that has to do with the handlebars. In one of the pro races, Mathieu van der Poel broke one of his shifters. And after that, Canyon did some extensive research, and they decided that the current handlebar that's on the bike isn't safe enough to ride on. So they told us, all the Canyon Aeroed owners, that we cannot ride this bike until July. That really sucks, so I had to find a solution. I think Canyon did a really great job in putting the safety of all the riders first. The big downside is that in this 4-month period, I have to train for La Marmotte and possibly even ride La Marmotte if it isn't postponed due to Corona. So I had quite some stress the last couple of weeks because I knew I had to find a new bike. I sold my old Cube, so I don't own a road bike anymore. I do have the Canyon Grill, it's the gravel bike, but it's not a bike I'm keen on riding La Marmotte on. So I used every connection I had. I asked around if I could borrow a bike somewhere, lend a bike somewhere, if somebody knew a solution for me. And in the end, I was able to get my hands on an Isaac Maison. Isaac is a Dutch brand. This Isaac Maison is 7.8 kilograms, so it has the same weight as my Canyon Aeroed. There is a Ultegra group set on it with mechanical shifting, so no electronic shifting. They have the 4.4 CRD wheels, which are 40 millimeters high, and I read in the reviews that they are considered to be really good for climbing. I installed a Shimano 105 left-sided power meter, so I can still train with my power meter. So this bike is a perfect in-between solution until I can ride my Aeroed again, and it's a perfect bike for me to train for La Marmotte and possibly even ride La Marmotte on. It's a nice looking design. It has the aero aesthetics. But due to the geometry, you are in a bit more endurance-like position. There are no cables visible. It has an aero bar, not as aero as other brands, but it still is an aero bar, and I really love it. I rode it last night, and here is what I think of it. This is my first ride on this new bike. Yeah, it's a really nice bike. Really happy that I could get my hands on this one. It feels really fast. Also snappy, but in a good sense. It has some nice carbon rims, carbon frame, no cables. So yeah, it feels like the perfect bike for me to train towards La Marmotte. and possibly even ride La Marmotte on. This was our video about the materials. If you have any tips concerning our gear, if you have any tips for good climbing wheels, any other tips we should think about, please let us know and we will look into it. See you in the next video.